Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to Driven Wild. Today we are talking about the driver recognition program on Grubhub. So as with a lot of these gig apps, there are certain programs that you could be a part of. And one of those programs on Grubhub is the driver recognition program. And some people believe it's good, some people believe it's trash, but I do want to go over everything that has to do with the driver recognition program, how it actually is for gig workers, and everything in between. So with that said, let's start with a disclaimer. The content in this video does not contain and is never intended to be legal, business, financial, tax, or health advice of any kind. This video is for entertainment purposes only. It is advised that you conduct your own research and consult with qualified professionals before applying anything you find online. I also want to be clear that this program is better in some markets than others, and what works for me as a person and in my market may not work for you as a person or in your market. So with that said, let's get started. Keep up with your stats. Your stats consist of your offer commitment rate, your on-time arrival at merchant rate, and your scheduled commitment rate. So similar to how Top Dasher is on DoorDash, Grubhub's driver recognition program has different tier levels for certain drivers that have higher ratings. So the more orders you accept and complete, the more you're on time to the merchant, and the more you arrive to your scheduled block, your rates will go higher in that respect. Some people believe you don't have to have a high acceptance rate to get good orders. I am in that camp, to be honest, but some people prefer to have the higher program, so it can be a good thing depending on what market you're in. Earn a level. Based on your stats, you'll qualify for one of 3 levels. Higher levels unlock more opportunities like first access to scheduling, larger catering orders where available, and more offers and flexibility, which could mean more money. Now, again, a lot of people believe that the catering orders are really where it's at because they have high tips, but the majority of the money you're going to be making on Grubhub is going to be from tips. So you can get a catering order with no tip and it's still the same thing. However, first access to scheduling, some people may need that advantage, some people don't. It depends on where you are and what your market is like. But I like how they said that, which could mean more money. Not that it guarantees it, not that the scheduling actually makes that much of a difference, but it could be more money. Grubhub driver levels. Levels are updated every week based on your delivery stats over the last 14 days. If you're a new delivery partner, you'll receive a level after you complete 20 deliveries and when you have active history in all of your stats categories. So after you complete 20 deliveries, you're going to have an actual offer commitment rate, you're going to have an on-time arrival at the merchant rate, and you're going to have a scheduled commitment rate. I feel like the latter two are actually relatively easy to do well in. I know that a lot of people tend to accept a Grubhub order, complete another order, and then get to the merchant after that because sometimes the wait time can be an absolute nightmare, but you shouldn't be doing that anyway. I feel like that falls under the category of dirty multi-apping. If you're going to accept an order, complete it, and then accept other orders. But it really depends on who you are and what you do. But there are 3 levels that you can hit on Grubhub. There is Premier. This is the highest rating with an offer commitment rate of at least 95%, which means you're accepting and completing at least 95% of the orders you receive, which is insanely high. An on-time arrival at merchant rate of at least 80%, and a scheduled commitment rate of at least 95%. If you're multi-apping, this could end up being lower, but that's a different conversation. Then there is the lower tier, which is Pro. Offer commitment rate of at least 80%, an on-time arrival at merchant rate of at least 70%, and a scheduled commitment rate of at least 80%. Again, 80% is pretty high. DoorDash's Top Dasher is 70% on a monthly basis. And the fact that they have an offer commitment rate of at least 80% to get to not even the better tier is unreal to me. Partner. Offer commitment rate of less than 80%, on-time arrival at the merchant rate of less than 70%, and a scheduled commitment rate of less than 80%. So pretty much anything under Pro is just considered partner, which I think a large majority of drivers end up falling into that category. category. To see your current level, tap Program Level on your Grubhub for Drivers app. So in order to see it, you would have to go to the hamburger menu, hit Program Level, and you could see all of your ratings. And as you can tell from mine, I have pretty crappy stats because I am multi-apping as much as I am. Also, I live outside of my starting point, which is a whole different issue. How do my stats impact my driver level? Your stats directly impact your driver level, which gets updated every Monday morning based on your activity over the last 14 days. Note, if you're a new driver, you'll receive a level after you complete 20 deliveries. As you improve your stats, you'll reach a higher driver level that unlocks more benefits. Okay, so I feel like a lot is said there and it's very misleading, so let's go over it really quick. First off, your driver level, just because you have a higher level on the app doesn't mean you're making more money. It means you're receiving more orders, and more orders does not mean good orders. Again, Grubhub in a lot of markets is really only good as an app to add to your gig portfolio, not an app to have as a pillar app. Second, the driver level updates every 14 days, but you're going to be ranked every single Monday. So from Monday, from the 2 weeks past from this Monday, it will rank me based on that. And then next Monday, it'll account for this week that is going to pass and the week that just passed. And if you're a new driver, you'll receive a level after 20 deliveries. That doesn't necessarily mean that these program levels are actually benefits. Receiving more orders is not necessarily a good thing. You want profitable orders. You don't want more orders. Why are the stats on my screen different? Grubhub is beta testing metrics in certain regions. If you do not see offer commitment rate, on-time arrival at merchant rate, or schedule commitment rate as part of your program level screen, you may be in an area where these metrics are not being tested. So if you don't see this data at all, you may not actually have it in your area yet, but you could have it in the future. I have some other side notes that I'd like to go over on this particular subject. No real rewards? That's one of the major gripes I have about this particular program setup, is that the only real reward is that you get scheduled blocks. Now, there is a reward about it because with scheduled blocks, you actually do have a lot more priority to receive orders, and you also have the bottom line minimum, which if you're a premier driver, you'll probably end up receiving that minimum payout regardless. Still, I don't see it as a real reward. Now, there's also the argument of, oh, you could still get large catering orders, but not every market has Grubhub as a catering option. It's better in some markets than in others. Some markets, you need to schedule yourself in order to get good orders. Some markets actually have large catering orders for Grubhub, and some markets, it is genuinely just the better app to be a part of as opposed to DoorDash or Uber Eats. So it may not be your favorite app overall, but it can be good for some people more than others. Cherry picking is still more effective. I'm gonna say it once and I say it again. I am a firm believer that multi-apping and cherry picking is still a more effective strategy than falling into the marketing plans of any one app. Removing your dependence from one corporation and building up your own business is going to be more effective for you in the long term. So make sure that regardless of whether or not you plan to dive into the driver recognition program on Grubhub, you are properly diversifying your gig portfolio. You're not super dependent on any one gig app. And all in all, you are going to be more financially stable that way. Did I miss anything? Is there something else about the driver recognition program that we did not cover in this video? Let me know in the comments. Let's make sure that everything that needs to be said about the DoorDash driver recognition program, about premier status, pro status, and partner status is said, and that way everyone can make the most amount of money possible on any and every platform. Thank you so much for watching. I really appreciate it. As always, make sure to hit the like button, subscribe if you're new, and I'll see you guys next time. Peace!